Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris the High Guy Jacobs, and today we're taking a look at the new updates that they're making to the All-Star Night optimization. This is coming from the valuable feedback and suggestions regarding All-Star Night. In order to further enhance our gaming experience, they plan to make the following optimizations to All-Star Night, which will take effect in the next edition. Number 1, Top Commander event will be adjusted to start on the first day of All-Star Night and last for 7 days, providing more ways to earn points. This event will be divided into 6 phases, each lasting 1 day, except for the final phase, which lasts for 2 days. You can earn points as follows. So basically, they just went from taking Top Commander down from 7 days to 4 days, and now they're retreating that and turning it back to a 7-day competition. Interesting. So, Phase 1 will be consuming speed-ups overall, Bounty Ground, Water War, and Splendid Stele. So there's your pay-to-win event, Splendid Stele. If you're going to consume your speed-ups, your Bounty Grounds, your Water War, and your Splendid Stele for Phase 1, that's not going to leave much for Phase 5, 6, and 7, or, pardon me, 5 and the final phase. Let's continue on. In Phase 2, we're looking at Lucky Roulette, upgrading heroes, searching for heroes, Bounty Ground, Water War, and Splendid Stele. So again, they've got Bounty Ground, Water War, and Splendid Stele in for Phase 1. Phase 2, that means that we are going to have Phase 3 also being Splendid Stele, being a first pay-to-win event for the first 3 days. GGWP no read. Now, we've got Phase 3 going to be Lucky Roulette, training troops, Bounty Ground, Water War, and Splendid Stele again. So that's where our pay-to-win event is, Lucky Roulette, on Phase 2 and Phase 3. So they've added that to the second or the third day as well. So it's not just about using it all on the first day. You can actually run through and take it on the second day as well, or the third day as well, which is actually pretty cool. I do appreciate that because that's always been one of my biggest concerns, was that they only had Lucky Roulette counting for 1 day. Now they've got Lucky Roulette counting for the same day as upgrading heroes, searching for heroes, Bounty Ground, Water War, and then obviously for training troops. So it's not just about Lucky Roulette on those individual days. But I don't like what they've done here, because they've used consuming speed-ups on Phase 1, but they don't count training troops until Phase 3. Which means there's no longer the ability to use your speed-ups on training troops and then collecting them the next day, because you actually have to collect them 3 days later. So that sucks. That's a huge, huge cut to the free-to-play player. That means that you have to wait for 2 days. You've got to use those speed-ups and then still save time on those and hold your troops for 2 full days if you want to take advantage of the training troop day as well, which, again, in my opinion, is a bad change. Phase 4, we've got Strengthening Workshop, Killing Zombies, Hive Minds, the Great Hunter event, so obviously using your arrows, and Julia's Magic cards. So you can obviously start to save Julia's Magic cards now as well as all of your workshop upgrades as well for Phase 4. Phase 5, Honing Armaments, Armament Tracking, Upgrading Equipment, Upgrading Parts. So they got Honing Armaments, Armament Tracking, Upgrading Equipment, and Parts all in the same one. As with Resource Gathering, Killing Zombies, Great Hunter, that's arrows, Julia's Magic cards, and Secret Armory. That's going to be your armory tags as well. So now you can start to save literally everything to hold up. And then in your final phase, you've got consuming speed-ups. So any speed-ups, Honing Armaments, Resource Gathering, Killing Zombies, Killing Hive Minds. Okay, Honing Armaments they've added to that final phase. Because that used to be, that's only Phase 5, but now they've added it to Phase 6 as well. It honestly sounds to me like they've literally just got no rhyme or reason onto how these work anymore. So like before you, like I said, before you had this capability where you'd have training troops, speed ups on 1 day, and then the next day was training troops. So you had the capability to use speed ups on 1 day and collect the troops the next to be able to benefit both. Now you don't have that capability without holding your troops for 2 days, right? Consuming your speed ups on the first day and then collecting your troops on the third day, which fucking sucks, pardon my French. But they've also added Honing Armaments to Phase 5 and Phase 6. So now you have Honing Armaments for 3 whole days. So it's like it doesn't, there's not a lot of consistency in this event. And it just sounds like they've basically split everything up to make it so that it's way more pay to win, way less free to play friendly, and it's going to cost way more resources to be able to place. So I'm not a big fan so far. Now let's see what we got here. Please refer to information for details regarding points that can be earned through each method. So it'll tell us the amount of points able to be earned from each, which is fine. Next, they've got a change coming to Splendid Stele. So consuming exquisite files to obtain all-star badges. Each exquisite file consumed will grant one all-star badge, which they didn't have last before. The minimum amount of points required to receive rewards from Splendid Stele has been lowered from 500 to 300. See, that's a good change. All they have to do now is remove that limit altogether. So you have to get rid of that limit altogether. It doesn't make any sense to limit players from earning their rewards based on how they rank as long as they use a certain amount of resources. That is so stupid. It is so ridiculous. It's so asinine. People will say it's to prevent people from taking advantage of the system and gaming the system. But if you create this system the way that it is, of course people are going to take advantage of it. When you create a system that is so restrictive, of course people are going to want to take advantage of it. So if we open it up, as much as you want to say it's not going to work as well, I honestly think it's backwards. I think it'll work a whole lot better. Okay. All store, the purchase limits for some items have been increased. Okay, so they've added more so that if you end up, you're using those, you're getting more all-star badges, you can end up buying stuff from the store. That's a good change. I give them credit here for these two. Consuming all, granting all-star badges now, compared to the first time when you had to get them only by using a certain amount. So they were really hard to come by. And then lowering that from 500 to 300 is a good change. But I think they need to get rid of the limit altogether, especially on the arrows, especially on the Great Hunter. Because as soon as you're talking 1,000 arrows in order to earn rewards, it's never going to happen. If we look right now, I've been saving for a hell of a long time, and only now do I have over 1,000 arrows. And I've been saving for months. Okay? So the fact that it takes 1,000 arrows just to earn points doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not very happy about that by any stretch whatsoever. Okay? Next, we've got, and lastly, the event schedule adjustment. Lucky Roulette will now start on Tuesdays and last for 2 days. Julia's Magic Cards will now start on Thursdays and last for 2 days. And then Secret Armory will now start on Fridays and last for 3 days. I'm all right with these changes. I mean, whenever they change these days, it doesn't really matter because ideally Lucky Roulette lasts for 2 days anyways. Julia Magic Card lasts for 2 days anyways. Secret Armory lasts for 3 days anyways. All they're doing is changing the start times. So, what are my opinions of this? This is absolutely asinine. Some things are good. A lot of things are bad. So the Splendid Stele change is good. Adding extra stuff, purchase limits in the store is, regardless, is irrelevant. Same with the event scheduling adjustments are irrelevant. So you've got 1 positive, 2 irrelevance, and then all of the changes to Top Commander, which I think, I don't know what they're doing, man. They're going from one to another and trying to backtrack and bring up more stuff there, and they're changing everything around. So I think this entire change to the Top Commander event is subpar. The way that they've changed some of the timing and things, the way that it relates to it now is absolutely subpar. The fact that now that they want you to either save up Julia's Magic Cards, the Great Hunter, and the Secret Armory, or spend a shit ton on them, so that now it's way more pay to win. And like I said, because of the way that they've changed some of those timings when it comes to speed ups, for example, and training troops and yada yada, it's not going to make it any better. In my opinion, it's not going to make it any better. If you think differently, throw your opinions in the comments down below. Let's start a conversation. Okay, but that's it. That's it for all the changes that they've given us. Hopefully, we'll have some, when it comes out, we'll be able to play it first. We'll be able to get a better idea, but in my opinion, the changes that they brought here are subpar, and the only real good positive change they have is here was Splendid Stele, where you're getting those all-star badges and then those points lowered to 300. I think they need to get rid of the limit altogether, but that's just me. Now, that being said, folks, thanks very much for tuning in. That is it for the video. Like I said, if you have any questions or concerns, throw them down in the comments below. If you haven't yet, go ahead and click the join button. For only $5.99, you get to become a member every month, at which point you have access to emojis and membership-only material and content before everybody else, and super chats when we go live, and I mean, you name it. There's a lot of other bonuses. If you haven't yet, go ahead and check out thcemporium.ca. I'll leave the comments, or I'll leave the link in my description below to check out some The High Guy or The Mrs. merch for your special partner. Anyways, and other than that, folks, if you haven't, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends. Obviously, the best way to get this channel out there is to tell people all about it. We are starting to do some other gaming experience as well. Like you've noticed, I've gone ahead and pushed a video based on a game called Core Keeper. We're going to start doing a little bit more of that as well, just to add a little bit more variety in the channel. Simply because with the way that Doomsday is going right now, I've obviously like to have some backup opportunities just in case things don't change. I'm not obviously going anywhere. I'll still be playing Doomsday to the end of the day. But, you know, obviously at the end of the day, if their content keeps degrading, if their quality keeps degrading, then obviously we're going to have to look for an avenue to continue this channel elsewhere. But that being said, guys, if you like anything else or if there's any other games that you'd like to see me play, go ahead and put those in the channel in the description below, or in the comments, pardon me. Let's get that conversation going. Other than that, folks, thanks very much for tuning in. Love, peace, chicken grease, and until next time, stay lifted.